I have a triplex multifamily residential property. And at the bottom of the driveway, I had a 2.5 car garage. And I said, that is definitely not the best use for that. It's a freestanding with a high ceiling. And I looked and I said, this is just screaming to be a little house, an ADU. And with all the information I've been hearing about less restrictive rules and regulations for ADU, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to create another revenue stream and turn a triplex into a fourplex. I got recommendations from several people. I'm a big fan of going online and doing a little bit of research. I narrowed it down to 3 contractors. I met with everybody. And I can genuinely say that the decision was so clear and so obvious after we spoke with the team at Fabric. They just seemed so honest and so down to earth. They really wanted to understand what I was looking for and help me achieve that. I would say the service level was over the top good. I was so genuinely pleased to see it because I have heard so many nightmares and contractor horror stories. And you always go in with that bit of trepidation. And throughout the entire process, they were very communicative, very collaborative. I always knew what was going on. As the build was going on, I got either daily or weekly updates, including photographs of the progress. And I always felt like I had a good sense of where things were going. They were on budget and the timeline was pretty much online. We had a few wobblers that got thrown in the middle of the build. We found out that due to the location of the ADU, we had to have a fire suppression system installed. So that meant now we had a lot of negotiation with the fire department for National City. We had to get things approved. The design firm had to go back and put that into the plan, so that really set things back away. And then we also found out that we needed a new water line run in for those fire sprinklers in the ADU. The Fabric team just dealt with it. They took it as it came. They did all the necessary due diligence and they got that running. There was a second wobbler that I think is pretty interesting. Again, it's a triplex and there is a sewer line that's here, and because the property is at the bottom of a hill, it requires a pump to get the sewage up to street level. So we found out that it would be necessary to install a new sewer pump system. The guys took care of that. They got the plumber, the electrician, they took care of everything, and I think all my past problems are going to be over now. So not only did it take care of the needs of the ADU, but improved the operation of the entire property. So that was just wonderful. That's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The interaction with all the team members was probably the most impressive thing. You would come in, you expect there to be little alterations and modifications that have to be made through the process. It's just the way things go. And it's the way they handled everything so graciously. We did walkthroughs together. We would spot little things. I'd say, well, you know, I really don't like this. Can we change this? Or I don't think this is going to work the best way for a rental unit. They always did everything so graciously and let's make it right. Let's fix it. What can we do? How can we make you happy? And I just don't think anyone can argue with an experience like that.